I want you to go all the way back. We're talking about nerves.
Yeah.
And Carolina was in this game last year. Gonzaga's in Little Spokane, Washington. They play in a conference where the games get 3,200 people.
Yeah.
Were you nervous? You were a tough kid. St. John's is in New York. Did you get nervous in the tournament?
Absolutely. You know, because it's just like you can't do everything you need to do. Like, you want to be able to hit turnaround jumpers. You want to be able to come down, transition, and pull up threes. And, you know, some of the things that you want to do, you can't do if you're not that type of player where you need them skills. So I could imagine, like, the game not being in your control, you know, for the most part. But you still want to win. That's hard.
And, you know, what's interesting, I want to go to a couple of issues this weekend. Let's go to LeBron. We're going to show the footage of LeBron and Tristan Thompson. Now, I defended you for years.
Yeah.
I remember going and arguing on your behalf for the Malice at the Palace.
Yeah.
And I said, you can't ask, at the time Ron Artest, I said, you can't ask a guy to be that good of a defensive player. And you love Ron Artest when he's on your team.
Right.
And you'd love him to be on your roster. So I defend players who are passionate. MJ punched the teammate. It doesn't bother me at all, LeBron chewing out Tristan Thompson. Does it bother you?
No, you need that. You need that. And I wish I could have heard the words. You know, they should have mic'd those guys up, stuck a camera in their face. I would have loved to hear what they had to say.
Did you ever yell at a teammate?
Absolutely. But more with me, I'm different. I yell at you if you're, like, not working hard or if you're not shooting the ball.
Like, you want you to shoot more.
I like when my teammates shoot the ball. When you don't shoot, I get extremely upset. And but other than that, the game is out of your control. As long as we're being good teammates, that's it.
Did Kobe ever yell at you?
Yeah, for shooting the ball. Kobe yelled at me a couple times.
But when a guy, I argued this with Kristine, is that I think it's healthy. It doesn't matter if it's your wife. It doesn't matter if it's your boss. Like, instead of being passive-aggressive, it doesn't bother, because here's what's funny. I think as guys, we have a lot of disadvantages to women. One of the advantages we have, we compartmentalize.
Right.
Yeah.
If you and I are teammates and scream at each other, 1 minute later, I am high-fiving you.
Oh, yeah.
But also, men's egos are huge no matter what. So you also don't, I am fine with arguing and disagreeing, but you can't embarrass your teammate on national television, right?
I think Tristan is ticked.
I think he was, for the fact that LeBron
Were you
came
embarrassed
out
when
and
Kobe
apologized.
yelled at you?
No, I wasn't embarrassed. You're right. You don't want to embarrass your teammates or, like, do things, like you said, passive aggressiveness. That's not good. But when you have that confrontation, you have no choice because you're trying to win a game, and I know the cameras are on you, but you have no choice but to address it.
Okay, let's go to Steph Curry and the Warriors yesterday.
Yeah.
They start pouring it on. And I said, it's really funny about the NBA. First, we hated LeBron. Then he went back to Cleveland, and we're kind of confused. Do we like him or we hate him? We love the Warriors. Then KD went there, and we're like, wait, now I hate him for doing that.
Right.
So it's funny. In the league, the fans love the Warriors, but I sense within the league, players are tired of Golden State.
Absolutely.
Take me there. Why?
They're too good. I hate good teams. I hate teams that, you know, are good because that means I'm losing. And I take everything personal as a basketball player. So, you know, you have to figure out a way to beat these guys. But the problem is they're a team. They're the true definition of a team. And all these other players, while they were into themselves, the Warriors were in, you know, to the team. So now you're trying to beat a team that is 3 years ahead of you. The Warriors are years and years ahead of everybody else.
Do they talk trash on the court?
They don't talk trash. They have fun. You see what I'm saying? Draymond talks trash, but at the end of the day, all they doing is having fun, and you take it personal because they're having fun at your expense, you know, and you really have no chance. The Warriors are years and years ahead of everybody else.
So there's real animosity in the league. Like we were
Is it
saying,
animosity or jealousy?
It might be a sense where, you know, you can't do nothing, you know, and I don't know if it's jealousy, but it is something like how am I going to win? How am I going to beat the Warriors?
It's funny though, like when LeBron and Westbrook a couple years ago were asked about Steph Curry, and their responses I thought were kind of interesting. Whereas everybody respects LeBron, his physical nature.
Right.
Everybody respected Jabbar, Magic, Bird. There's something about Steph Curry. He's this little 170-pound guy shooting threes.
Yeah.
And like it's funny to me. It's for as great as he is, sometimes I don't think he has the street cred, if I could use that.
Right.
He's a little suburb. He's a little three-point. Do you ever sense that with Steph a little?
I mean, you know, his dad grew up rich, and he grew up probably rich, and so obviously he hasn't experienced what Thomas Robinson experienced or what Josh Powell experienced, but he is a competitive basketball player. That's what he is.
Mm-hmm. Metta's joining us, Metta World Peace, Lakers forward. All right, so I'm just going to throw this out there. This whole LaVar Ball thing, I have, much to the dismay of my audience, I have defended him.
Right.
And I've said he's getting 3 kids to UCLA.
Of course.
So don't tell me how bad of a dad he is.
Great dad.
But a lot of people don't like him. Now, what do you make of this showboat and stuff on TV shows?
I think he's great. He's something that, we need at this point in time. He's having a lot of fun. Okay, it's some things he probably shouldn't say, like talk about Michael Jordan. That's something you don't do. That's my childhood hero. You don't talk about my childhood hero. But in terms of, him supporting his kids, and I love his baller brand. I feel like it's going to be a $1 billion brand maybe, especially if his kids, are play well.
Yeah.
It's going to be a big brand. And I think he's doing a great job for his children. He made one comment about, the fathers and things like that, where he said, at least like my kids grew up, with a good father and things. Not everybody's fortunate, to grow up with great fathers. So that's one thing I didn't agree with him with.
So it was personal. It was a little over the top to you?
That was because not everybody is as fortunate enough to have a father.
Right.
Some NBA players grew up without fathers in their homes, and it's not their fault. And I remember Coach Carl said something like that. And just, being out of touch. And then, Mr. Ball said something like that, too. I think those things are a little bit too far. But in terms of him supporting his children, I think he should be a commentator. I think he'd be a great commentator. I think he might even be a great assistant coach, potentially maybe even be a head coach in the NBA one day.
Whoa, that's going to freak people out.
It'll freak you out, but the guy is he's marketable, I think Mr. Ball is, he knows the game, and I think if he put more time into doing the sports commentating and maybe even getting an assistant coaching job, I think he'd do great. He's a great personality.
Yeah, off the air, he's actually very funny.
Yeah.
All right, so now I'm going to ask you. You're still on the Laker payroll, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. So can you be honest about something?
Yeah, I try to be honest.
Okay,
it depends.
So this could not go over well. I'm going to the Laker game Sunday, by the way.
Oh, that's great. Where are you saying that?
They're playing the T-Wolves.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to go watch that game.
That's going to be a good game.
Yeah, it'll be a good game. I want to go see Andrew Wiggins, and right now the Lakers, I'm going to go watch some of the T-Wolves. Okay. So
Brandon Ingram's pretty good.
Okay, Brandon Ingram's a nice player.
Yeah.
I'm not sold on D'Angelo Russell. I'm going to tell you right now. I'm not sure he's a point guard.
He had 40 last week.
Is he a point guard or a scorer?
As long as he has 40 every night, you're great.
So you're okay with him?
He's a playoff player.
What does that mean?
That means certain guys that don't want that spotlight.
He wants it.
He wants all of it. He is not afraid.
Is he mature enough for LA?
He's very mature. He's young. Actually, he shouldn't be mature. He's only 20 years old. He should just be 20, and that's it.
What were you doing at 20?
At 20, I was doing a bunch of things I should not have been doing. A bunch of things I should not have been doing at 20 years old. I mean, everything that you should not be doing, I did.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you came from a tough background, so you had to overcome some stuff.
Absolutely.
That's okay.
Yeah, I had a good time. There were some things where I could have done differently.
When did you officially grow up? When did you feel, Metta, like, okay, I've grown up?
I didn't grow up. I swear. And especially being on this team with all these young guys, I feel like I'm 25.
Really?
The guys are insane.
Yeah, but you
They're
knew
fun.
What are they doing?
Oh,
okay. A lot of jokes. Listening to all the new music.
Yeah.
So
you don't like it?
You know all the music that we don't understand.
Right.
They know all the words. And I'm like, how do you understand that? The guy's mumbling, So now I feel like
you're the old man.
Yeah, but they brought me. I was supposed to be mature and supposed to bring the the veteran leadership, but it's the opposite direction.
You've become more immature.
I become more immature. Yeah.
Don't say that out. We don't want the Bus family to get rid of you. We like you. Good seeing you, buddy.
Thanks.
All right.